So if you're listening to these ideas and you're thinking, I kind of tried that and it kind of didn't work, I hear you. Any new idea is going to take some time to adopt, right? You got to try it once, twice, three times. Try it with different hosts. You can't just do it one time and say, that didn't work for me. Because that person could have not held up their side of the collab, right? That person may not have had a good presence on that platform. Or maybe it was just kind of an off day. So I really want to challenge you to try this multiple times and try different kinds of strategies, right? Hey, everyone. Becky Lander here. Welcome back to the podcast. I am so happy you're here because today we have a jam-packed episode for you. It has been a hot minute since I've been on here solo, sharing some thoughts and ideas about how to revamp your party strategy. And not only are we revamping, this is not just making a slight tweak or pivot. We are throwing the old school Facebook party out the window. We're done with it. We're over it. I think it is fair to say that our hosts don't love it. That's why it's been really hard to get someone to agree to do a party with you. Our guests don't love it. That's why it's been so hard to get guests to attend parties. And let's be real, based on the direct sellers I'm hanging out with, we're not loving it either. So it's really hard to put together an online party that we're just not that excited about. And we don't have that good energy coming from our hosts or our guests either. I know many of you have spent a long time tweaking, perfecting, changing, fine-tuning, mixing up your parties to try to keep them alive and hold on to that old school Facebook group party that is tried and true, and we've loved it for years. And it's now officially time for us to kiss goodbye and move into 2025 with some new, fresh strategies. So if you're listening to this episode today, you are in the right place. I want to hear from you. I'm going to say that up front. Lots of times I mention that at the end of the podcast, but I'm telling you right now, I want to hear from you. I want to hear what's working. I want to hear what you've tried, what tips have worked for you, because I am a big believer that the more we share, the more we contribute, the more that we support each other and collaborate, that is how we elevate the entire industry as a whole. And here's the thing about parties that I think is so interesting. You know, we've been doing this for a long time, and we know there's value in connecting with someone that trusts us and is willing to open up their network, their friend circle to us as a direct seller, right? That is incredible. That is such a great way to expand your customer base, to get in front of new customers. And while we absolutely love that, we also know that social media has changed. We know the way people like to shop has changed. And as direct sellers, I think what we also know is there are many ways to be successful. There's not just one. You guys remember that back in the day in direct sales, they'd say, hey, follow this checklist, rinse and repeat, replicate, duplicate yourself, and you will be successful. Here in 2025, the industry has changed. The consumer shopping patterns have changed. And there isn't just one way to find success in direct sales. I want you to hear that super loud and clear because I'm going to share with you today 5 strategies we are testing. And I say we're testing these because I know some have seen some great success. I know you've probably maybe tried one of these here or there, and maybe it flopped or it didn't quite work out for you. So the way we're going to talk about reinventing the parties or to party like it's 2025, not 1999, is to really think about meeting your host where they're at, tapping into their network to the fullest capacity possible, and doing some things differently. And that involves not setting up another Facebook group. Yep, you're welcome. I don't know about you guys, but I think I have a list of hundreds of Facebook groups that I've been in over the years. maybe even thousands. And none of these strategies involve a Facebook group. And here's why they don't involve a Facebook group. A Facebook group is private and you cannot share your content with the outside world, which was great when we were trying to create this like really private, intimate setting where people were coming to hang out with us and do parties. But the reality is to get a broader reach and to get in front of more people, we need to be on a public platform. And we are not doing that inside a Facebook group. Not to mention, visibility in Facebook groups have really, really tanked over the years. So we don't want to go hang out somewhere that the algorithm is not favoring. So we're going to do things the algorithm likes, and we're doing some things completely off social media. So this is going to work really, really well for you, especially if you have a host that doesn't hang out in Facebook groups. All right? You guys with me? You excited for this? I know I am. Okay. So first things first, we're really going to redefine what it means to be a host. So in our previous lives as direct sellers, a host was somebody who personally invited guests to an online party taking place in a Facebook group. We are throwing that out the window. We really kind of constructed this idea of what a host is and what they do. And we're going to have to really reconstruct what a host is to us in order to be open-minded about some of the strategies that I'm about to share with you. So a host is simply someone that opens up their network to you. It's as simple as that. A host is someone that opens up their network to you. It doesn't have to be on social media. It doesn't have to be on Facebook. It doesn't require a gazillion personal messages, but a host is someone that vouches for you. A host is someone that says, yeah, she's cool. I like her products. I want to tell my friends about it. It's as simple as that. It doesn't have to involve all the bells and whistles and all the things that we've created. We can keep it really, really simple. A host is someone that opens up their network for you. They are essentially generating leads for you. How good does that feel, right? So by generating leads, what I mean by that is they're sharing contact information with you of people that might want to purchase what you have. How kind is that, right? So when we think about a host, we got to kind of throw out our old definitions of host and really think of it as simply as someone that opens up their network. In fact, you may not even want to use the word host in your messaging. I know if you've been in this industry for a while, that is a term that we're very familiar with. But in order to bring in new hosts or new partners to collaborate with, we might need to change our verbiage a little bit. So that might be one just to think about is, are we calling them a host or are we calling them something else? All right. When we think about this party like it's 2025, we also really need to think about where our hosts are hanging out and where their people are hanging out. So what I mean by that is I think for a long time, we've encouraged a host to help us with this online party in a Facebook group. But the reality is not everyone's friends are hanging out in Facebook groups. I know my real life friends are not hanging out in Facebook groups. All of you, my real direct sales friends are. But my real life friends, people I know in the neighborhood, kids' parents, they're not hanging out in Facebook groups. They are not, right? So if I was going to be a host for you, it would be weird for me to go invite people into a group to come hang out. They'd be like, that's weird, Becky. That's not, we usually just chat on Instagram. Why are we going to this group? And why are we going to a platform that I don't enjoy spending time on? So when we think about our hosts, these are going to be really good questions to ask up front, right? Where do you like to hang out on or off of social? And where do you have the biggest following or reach, especially if you're hanging out on social? That's good to know, right? Like I have a very active Instagram presence. I haven't logged into Facebook for 3 years. Okay. When you think about this also opens up incredible opportunity for you to expand where you're hanging out and where you're connecting with people. So even though Facebook might be your jam and it's not someone else's, it gives you the opportunity to reach people that are on a completely different platform or maybe not even on social media. So let's get to it. I want you to think about what we call that host, where they hang out, where their people hang out, and I want you to throw away all definitions of a host that you've ever had in your head out the window as we dive into these 5 strategies. Now, I have to say that we have a pretty incredible training happening inside the Modern Direct Seller Academy right now. And I know many of you are in there hanging out with me. We are going in depth, like deep dive, in depth, words to say, scripts to follow, Canva templates to complete to make these strategies easier than ever. So I am only going to cover a teeny tiny bit of what this actually looks like in practice here on the podcast today. If you want the details, if you want the nitty gritty, if you want the words, if you want to follow the list to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success, we have a special invite for you to come hang out with us inside the Modern Direct Seller Academy. You can get started for 15. It's not even a typo. 15 when you use the promo code PARTY25. Party25. We'll link it in the show notes for you, but I want to let you know that up front because I have a feeling that many of you are going to listen to this episode and want to go deeper. You're barely scratching the surface here, so if you want to dive in on a deeper level, we can do that together inside the Academy. Okay, carrying on. That was my little commercial. Strategy number 1. This strategy really involves collaborating 2025 style with your host. So things that you're going to think about around this strategy, you're going to ask them where they hang out, and then you're going to go there. You are going to spoon feed your host content that they are able to share both in their posts as well as in their stories. So this allows you to literally bring the party to them wherever they're hanging out. You can do this in your Instagram stories. You can do this on your personal Facebook profile. You could do this on a Facebook business page. You could do this in so many places. But the idea is to go where the people are, right? So it's not trying to get people to jump through hoops, to join a group, to request, to personally invite, to do all those things. We are simply leveraging the social network that your host already has. So knowing where they have the biggest amount of followers and where their people are hanging out is how you're going to set this up for success. Each and every day during our party, you are going to reach out to your host that you're collaborating with and say, okay, it's day 1. Here's what to post. Here's a graphic and here is a caption to go along with it. All right, tomorrow, we're going to go post in the stories. And in our stories, I'm going to give you a couple of slides to put in those stories. Make sure that you tag your friends that you think would love this. Make sure you link to your shopping link for them to learn more. And make sure you tag me so I can happily answer any questions that your followers have. It's as simple as that. Each and every day during this collab style 2025 party, you are going to give your host what to say, what to post, and where to post it. We're going where the people are. This can be a very similar script to the party script that you've probably used for years and years. Like we want to tell them about your company. We want to tell them about yourself. We want to tell them about your favorite products or product categories. You want to invite them to learn more about hosting themselves or joining themselves. But we are literally taking the party to them. So inside the Academy, we're giving you the words to say to make the ask if somebody would like to collaborate with you in this way. We're giving you the templates for the graphics so they can easily go and share them. And we're giving you the follow-up and the messages that you can say to those people that are engaging with the content that your host is posting. Now, this works especially well for a host that has a great network and a host that has high engagement and a strong grasp of social media. So if you're talking to someone that struggles on social, this party is not going to be for them because they're going to have to do a little bit more of the heavy lifting in sharing that content, and you don't want to be teaching people how to go post a story for the first time, right? Okay, so that's strategy number 1, calling it a Let's Collab 2025 style with your host. So this is a great way to engage a host on their own platform, on their own territory without jumping through a bunch of hoops to get people to where they need to go. All right, number 2. Number 2 is a referral strategy. So we talked about redefining what a host is. They're someone that opens their network for you. And the beauty of your business is that you can do this in a very, very personalized way. So when we're thinking about referrals and referral programs, you can connect with your host and ask them, who do you know that might love our products? When you find out who those people are, you're going to ask your host to introduce them to you. At that point, that lead or that referral or that new contact is all yours. You don't need to keep the host involved in that conversation. You can take it offline and you can talk one-on-one with that lead that they referred to you. A great next step is to invite them to check out the catalog, to get a sample, to fill out a quiz, to get more information. And your job is going to be to really build that relationship one-on-one. What are the perks for the host? They're still going to get spoiled with maybe a gift or some host rewards if you have that, maybe some kind of bonus gift. You can kind of get creative here about what you give the host for sharing those referrals with you. There are so many companies that are referral based and do a great job of it. So why not you? You can be the next company out there that has an incredible referral program working for you. Now, one of the keys to success here when you're asking for those referrals is, again, knowing where that host and their network hangs out. The beauty of this is they don't need to be on social media at all. I guarantee over in their phone, they have a few contacts they would love to refer to you. So this can be as simple as a text message saying, hey, Becky, I'd love to introduce you to Lauren. She is super excited to hear more about what you have going on. And then from there, you take it away, right? So it's as easy as that. So strategy number 2, leveraging your host as a referral partner. And again, all the verbiage, how to say it so it doesn't feel weird, icky, spammy, gross, uncomfortable, we have mapped out for you. Okay, number 3. This one is close to my heart because you all know that I am so passionate about our website platform, Oh My Hi. This is a great strategy to do on a landing page or a web page. And it is all about a scroll and shop. So we're essentially taking people to a page, and you can create that page using a boards landing page, a project broadcast landing page, Canva website, an Oh My Hi website. You have some options, people, and you're probably using one of those platforms anyway. When you take people there, they can RSVP for your scroll party. That scroll party or a scroll and shop is basically your party all on one webpage. What you're missing is the interaction that you're used to on social media. You're not going to have that back and forth, dropping gifs, ha ha ha, back and forth, right? It is on their own time. It can be on demand. It can be something that isn't just available on Thursday at 7 p.m. You could have that available to people for weeks or months at a time where they can access the information that you would have traditionally shared in a Facebook party. So the thing that I love about a shop and scroll is that we want to collect RSVPs, because the key to success here with a shop and scroll is that you're having a one-on-one conversation. This is not just a, hey, here's a link, go check it out, because people are just going to scroll and then do nothing, right? We need to be having a sideline conversation with them directly while they're also checking out the scroll and shop. So we're giving you verbiage, words to say to get people to RSVP and say, yes, I'm in, I'm coming. And so then you can follow up with them. This works not only with a host and their network, but this is also a great strategy for you to have in your back pocket and available around the clock, right? It can be available all year long. Maybe refresh it seasonally or when there's new products that drop. But this is something that you can have always available. But the key here, again, getting that RSVP and opening up that sideline conversation while people are shopping. And then the call to action is to head on over to your site and order or fill out a pre-order form or request more information at the end of that shop and scroll. Again, I love this one because I love what it looks like over on Oh My Hi. Filling out that RSVP form adds them to your CRM. Once they're in your CRM, it can kick off a series of emails to them, and they can experience that shop and scroll on their own time. And then hopefully deep dive down a rabbit hole where they start reading your blog posts, they start reading your about page, and they get to know you. And then with one click of a button, you can duplicate that page and do that again for your next host next time around. So a shop and scroll is a really fun strategy to mix into 2025 to engage your hosts in a big way. All right, coming up next, number 4 is a live video. Now, I know some of you are running and hiding under the covers, and live video may not be your jam, but you have to admit that a live video gets some great interaction. It really does, right? It is one of those things that still in 2025 are super relevant. People love watching live video. They love to see you on camera. They love to hear in your own words what your favorite products are. And people love shopping that way too. They love saying, yeah, I want that, buy that, right? It makes it really, really easy for them to engage with you. So a live video can be on a couple of different platforms. You could do this over on YouTube and invite people to check it out there. You could do this, of course, on Facebook or Instagram. But the key here is that live video is a public video. And the key here, if you have a host, is that you're saying hello to the host and their contacts that they've invited to check out. They can easily click the share button, go share it with their network. They can tag their friends in the comments and get them engaged in the live video as well. And it also gives you an opportunity to follow up with those people that are engaging. Plus, you may just catch a couple other people that are watching you live, even if they're not there for your host's actual party. So a live video, I would say at least 10 minutes in length. So it kind of starts, helping the algorithm out and you're getting some good views on it. Probably not more than 30 minutes. Nobody really wants to do much of anything for more than 30 minutes these days. So I would say a 10 to 30 minute live video is the sweet spot. If you haven't done this before, you may want to kind of start small and just keep it a short 10-minute video, but you definitely want your host there. You want them engaged. You want them tagging people. You want them sharing it with that share button. And you want to give people a chance to get to know you and learn more. Now, a quick tip on this one. We want to collect those leads. And of course, if you're on social, you can go click on the person's name, go to their profile, send them a message. But you may want to include a very clear call to action of what you want them to do next in the caption of that live video. That might be message me for a special promo at m.me/your username, or send me a DM for something special, or complete this form and I will send you a sample, a catalog, personal recommendations, that sort of thing. So it's really important that you are clear on what you want people to do, and sending them just straight over to your company replicated shopping site is probably not going to get you the same traction that you would if you were sending them to a forum, gathering their information, and then having that one-on-one shopping experience with them. So live video is where it's at, whether that is your favorite thing to do or not. But again, you want to go where your host hangs out. So if they're on TikTok, all right, let's put our big girl pants on and hang out on TikTok. Or if they're on Instagram and maybe you haven't done a lot on Instagram, that's okay. And even better, just a little kind of bonus cherry on top tip for you here. If your host is comfortable on camera, how fun is it to invite them to join you in that video? Their friends are going to be far more likely to click on it and listen in if they see their actual video right there. You can always pull up a picture of them or do something fun and creative, but definitely thinking about video and showing their face is going to be super, super helpful when getting people engaged and attending. Okay, last up, number 5, we're talking about a text or a messenger party. And I know some of you have been doing text or messenger parties. That's probably one of the more common type of party alternatives that we've heard about over the last year or so. This one's really important to follow the invite strategy because nobody wants to be added to that group text. So especially if you're texting versus a group message on Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp, you just want to make sure that people want to be a part of the conversation. And that takes a little bit of coaching of your host to encourage them to make sure people want to check it out. And then you have the opportunity to either have a group conversation or to have a one-on-one conversation with those people that are included in that group message. I think the best text or messenger parties are only lasting about 48 hours. Nobody wants this going on for weeks. We want to keep it short, sweet, fast moving, exciting so people don't check out. I would say 3 to 5 messages day one, 3 to 5 messages day two. Get in, get out, connect with people, and build those relationships one on one. We know text message deliverability is upwards of 99%. Most people are opening their text messages and seeing them. So this is a great place to play that doesn't leave anything to chance. It doesn't leave it to the algorithm. And it's a way to connect with people completely off of social media. So I would highly recommend you consider how you might do a group message party. Again, we have the scripting, we have the Canva templates, we have the words, we have all the things to try all inside the academy. Now, before I wrap up today, I want to share just a couple of pitfalls that I've seen. So if you're listening to these ideas and you're thinking, I kind of tried that and it kind of didn't work, I hear you. Any new idea is going to take some time to adopt, right? You got to try it once, twice, 3 times. Try it with different hosts. You can't just do it one time and say, that didn't work for me. Because that person could have not held up their side of the collab, right? That person may not have had a good presence on that platform. Or maybe it was just kind of an off day. So I really want to challenge you to try this multiple times and try different kinds of strategies, right? People love helping you out and giving things a try for you. So use that to your advantage as you are thinking about how you're going to party in 2025. A couple other highly recommended things to do. We want to make sure that we're capturing leads. So we're sending people to a form. We have a clear next step and call to action of what you want them to do next. And you're not just sending them straight away to your company website. You want to make sure that there's a baby step or an opportunity for you to build that relationship one-on-one. That's what you do best. And they're going to know that it's real and authentic and you are there to help if you connect with them one-on-one. You don't want to just send them straight over to the website. You want to use this opportunity to really get to know them, build the relationship, and learn how you can serve them. The other thing that I would encourage you to do is to track your results. How many party alternatives have you tried? Which ones got the best results for you? What were your sales as a result of doing that? How many times have you tried it? The more data that you can track, the better. So in fact, inside the academy, as we are leaning into our Let's Party in 2025 happening this week, when you try these strategies, we're asking you to complete a form to tell us how it went. We want to hear from you. Did it work? Did it not work? What worked well? What didn't work well? So we can continue to refine these strategies together. Again, elevate the entire industry. But not only that, we are giving away some big prizes. So when you get out there and you step outside your comfort zone and you do something you've never done before and try one of these strategies, you're going to get an entry into winning $100 on Amazon. And for each strategy you try, you're going to get an additional entry. So if you're just watching this podcast in real time today, we are only on Tuesday of Let's Party Like It's 2025. So spoiler alert to everyone in the academy. Now you know the 5 strategies we're going to drip out over the course of the week. But you're going to find those Canva templates, those messages, those examples of what to do, and have the community to collaborate with as you're implementing these strategies inside the academy. So make sure that if you are listening and this is something that you want to go deeper on, you jump right in. Come join us in the academy. Again, use that coupon code PARTY25. You can get started for $15 and get all the things that you need to set your parties up for success this year without ever using a Facebook group ever again. And you're going to have at least a week after the training to implement these strategies. So you don't have to plan this for next month or next year. These are things that you can put into action right away and see some results right away, like before the month is over. So I'm so excited to see how everyone takes these ideas, runs with them, makes them better, shares what's working, shares best practices, and we all learn together. Because here's the thing, there is not just one way to be successful. And if we keep doing what we've always been doing, we're not going to see different results. So if 2024 was a down year for you, or you felt like your parties just tanked this last year, this is your nudge to shake things up. Let's do something different. Let's not party like it's 1999. Let's party like it's 2025. So I am so excited to hear your results, whether you're collaborating with a host, you're leveraging a referral program with your host, you're putting in place a scroll and shop, you are going live and sharing that with your host network, or you're leaning into a text or messenger party. I am wishing you all the success as we all step into something new together this year. So with that said, I hope to see you inside the Academy. I can't wait to see all the goodness that you are working on. And the last thing I'll mention is if you're not part of a party plan company, you can absolutely use these strategies too. So if you don't have host rewards, that is a-okay. This is, again, a great way to expand your network and get in front of new people because those hosts are opening doors for you. So with that said, I hope you have a great day today. I am so excited for all the goodness that's happening inside the Academy and to hear how these strategies work for you. So send me a DM on Instagram. I'd love to hear at Modern Direct Seller. Have you tried these ideas? Are they working for you? Are you switching things up this year? Are you hanging out with us in the Academy? Definitely come say hi. I would love to see you. All right. Until next week, let's get out there and make it a great day. Take care, everyone. Bye.
We are proud to welcome CinchShare as the newest sponsor of the Modern Direct Seller podcast. CinchShare is the #1 most trusted social media platform for network marketers, direct sellers, affiliates, independent consultants, virtual assistants, small businesses, and creators in any industry. Start your 30-day trial today with coupon code GAMECHANGER and spend less time posting and more time socializing.